Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gostak. I think we're sort of closing in on the end of the playthrough. I don't know for sure because they're like, there's five glods krend in the lot of the Dashery and such. But when I empty the fifth one, will I win the game? Or will I just reveal some grander adventure that this has been the tutorial for? I don't know for sure. I did look around on YouTube. I did not watch any Gostak videos, of course, but I was curious how long people's playthroughs were. And I saw at least one that seemed to be, in the 2-hour neighborhood, and one that looked like it was 7 or 8. So, and I happened to see a speed run which was 50 seconds long. So, or something like that. So I get the impression that if you know what to do, there isn't that much to do in the game. And I'm like, yeah, if I came back with everything I knew, I could immediately, clear out these 4 glods I've seen in, I don't know, how long would it take me to type all that? Not that long. Are they allowed to use copy-paste in their speedruns? I don't know. Because you'd think, if so, you could just copy-paste one command that does everything. But anyway, so it seems like we're probably close to the end. The problem is I still don't really know how to make any progress on this last glod, the glod of Genth. So I feel like I need to embark on a study of Genth, maybe. But before I do that, I did a couple of queries through my database. Here we go. So I wondered, how many words and how many verbs have I seen? And it turns out there are 25 verbs out of 75 words that I've written down. And I think actually it's a little more because there's not a perfect overlap there. Some words that I have, some words I put in the verb database but not in the definition database. So it would be 75 plus some fraction of 25 is the total number of words. But then I was like, okay, what are all the distinct verbs? What are all the things I know of that a thing can do? Are there any of these I haven't done effectively yet? I don't really remember pobbing being much effect to me. I can pob stuff onto the brangy and rask it back up again. The Jalon talks about pobbing things at other things. I don't think I've found a good reason to do that. I can pob a bunch of Darfs at a Pilter or whatever, and he lails them all, but it does not seem to bring me any advantage to do so. So, I'm not very stamp with those results. So, I was tunking here my list of dapes. And just seeing, are there any that I haven't done much with or that I don't understand very well? I don't really understand malking, but I have done it effectively. I know malking will be it seems to me, the last step of rescuing the glot of Genth, maybe. Because the Droke told me something about an animal, I think a pank, who malked some Genth and it just uncrenned itself right from where it was. So I have some Genth, and I want it uncrenned. So if I could malk it, I think I'd be hunky-dory. I tried to malk it myself, and it was too tavid. So I think I need the goves that these panks or whatever have, or something like that, right? So malk is an interesting one, but doesn't seem like it's immediately fixing it. I can immediately do something with it, that is. I've got Zanking and Floaming and Vol. These are... I've sort of lost the ability to Floam because I took apart my Shamtag. But that seems fine. Floaming hasn't really done much for me. Boltep, Contail, These were the two ones that stood out to me. Oh, and Statch stood out to me as things I don't really understand, or I don't remember what they do. Like I bolt up to Calbus, and that made the Calbus fall off. So probably I don't need to bolt up anything more because there's no Calbus on the Glot of Genth. But I don't remember reading the Drox contailed the Morleon. Like, what is that? Maybe I can contail something? So that's sort of what I wanted to start today with. Contail is not... Okay, that's not a thing. Nobody can contail it. Now, I also remember... I guess I should just go... Where's... Okay, can I bolt tap the stack? No, I assume? No. Can I statch it? I'm guessing this isn't even a verb I can use. Oh, wait a minute. You rask no statching regs? If I had a statching reg, I could stack something. Statch something. So what if I were to doge at the Droke about regs? Statching regs? I mean, I guess not, because I haven't rebbed it or been doged about it. The Halpak looked at me about it just now, but that's not the same thing. This is sort of adiegetic. It is outside of the game universe. Yeah, ain't nobody doged me about this stuff. So, all right. Can I mouth the Droke or anything? Yeah, very stinly, but who knows? So, yeah, we all know Genth's Skirm. It's a Wainted Fallager. Have I talked to you about Fallagers, actually? That's something you've doged me about. Like the Morleon. That's what Darts of Genth are. Oh. Really? Should I be distimming my Darth of Genth? Or the Genth... the Glot of Genth, maybe? No, it's not Poltiv. Because I guess what happened is I went into the Morleon and I became Toft. I had to distim myself. I'd never distimmed the Morleon. That wasn't possible. It's not Poltiv. I mean, what if I tried to eat a... Genth is too Tavid to Leal. I don't really know what Tavid is. It's a quality Genth has and not much else does. Can only distim Poltiv things. Could I make it Poltiv? I don't think so. It's too Tavid. I don't think I know anything about how to change the Tavidity or something. Presumably he won't talk to me about Wainted. Darsa Genthar Skirm, it's a Wainted Fallager. A Fallager is like the Morleon. What does that mean? can't do that. Like, I've never really understood even what DARFs are. I've never found a single use for these 8 DARFs I've made. And I think when I tried to pob my DARFs at the Glot of Genth, I was told that this whole idea was fetchless, right? Pob, Glot, DARF of Genth at Glod of Genth. Yeah, it's fetchless. It doesn't make any sense. So, there are just so many loose ends here, like, so many objects in this universe that I've found no use for at all. And yet it seems there's only one thing left for me to do. So this is like the final puzzle, somehow. Right? Like, I'm supposed to synthesize some idea that involves all the things I haven't... I mean, I'm guessing. Might not be final, but given the 50-second speed run, it seems plausible. I'm just gonna pellet the Dashery once I get this last Glod uncrenned, and then I'll distim the Dashes, and it'll be like, you know, angels singing in heaven about thanks for distimming the Dashes for us, Mr. Gostak. Yeah, Gostak. I still can't remember if it's Gostak or Gostak. The Hogum. The Gitchas still don't do anything. Why are they here? What's the purpose of the war? Why do I have all this stuff? Yeah, you can't. I can't pab anything at the Glot of Genth. I have a Pographon. Like, it's Dobbly. There's just so much missing. Slurp it. I don't know. I've offered all the kinds of DARF to the Duscat over in the Morleon. I very rudely distimmed the Droke. He doesn't even like that. I've just never found anything useful out about Genth. It's to tab it, yeah. The one thing I know, Panks? They can Malk Sindish. So I feel like I'm thinking of Goves as something like Claws, and Murgus as being like sharp. They have sharp claws. They can Malk Sindish. Now, wait a minute. I have some stuff made of Sindish here, don't I? Yeah, what if I were to Malk my Pog? It just says you can do that. Have I asked him what a lawn is? You won't reb any lawns in the Delcott Tandem. The Comics rask them all. Okay, fine. Just a way to introduce me to the concepts of bolting the Calpus off something, I suppose. You know about Goves? Okay, I haven't asked about Goves before. Hang on, what? What do you mean, the Goves? Okay, most plays rask Goves, but few rask ones Murgus enough to Malk Sindish or Genth. So there aren't any goves here, but I'm asking about goves in general, I guess. Okay. So, yeah, when I say look at goves, it's actually looking at the pilter. But they're just rasking the goves. They're just like carrying them. Maybe I could just pick up its goves and take them for myself? No, I wouldn't be stam of that. Can I mount the goves? Yeah, see, this is just... Goves is just a word for the pilter. Like another... It's a pilter with goves or whatever. So mount me back more dirtly. But I don't think this has imbued me with better malking abilities of my own. It has these great goves. Can't bolt up that. Just Leo's grapple. Completely uninterested in me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the answer is I have to somehow get a pilt. Like, there have been things talking to me, the Droke in particular, has had some things to say to me that there's a number of hints pointing to the idea that this pilter can just, like, malk the shit out of some genth, right? And the problem of the genth of Glod is that it's got all this genth all over it, right? 6 somethings of genth. And so I want to get the pilter to interact with the Glod of genth. But it can't get in there because of the stike across the Gomway. But I can't help it move, even though I'm like a dang Gostak. I'm so unbelievably powerful. I don't know how to interact with the stike or the pilter. It just like does its own thing. And the stike doesn't do anything. And I mean, of course I've gone this whole game not knowing how to do anything to anything. But I don't know what more to investigate. Right? I made all these Darfs and I was like, finally, a bunch of tools that will assist me in doing things. But they don't. They're just useless junk. It's fetchless to pob them at the Glod. If I pob them at any animals, they just leal them. Well, they're not called animals. They're called something else. Plave. Like, I feel as though one of these Darfs has to be the answer. Somehow. And I've already tried pobbing them at the pilter. So... I mean, the thing is, I think I've tried pobbing them at the stike as well. And it's just feshless. Doesn't even make any sense to pop a darf at that. So I don't see how I'm supposed to do anything with that. I've talked to the droke about all the kinds of darfs. And he seems to think the WOM one is the really good one. It's very, very snave. There's so much Colgion, you can't tunk it for more than a Camling. But what do you do with, like... What do you do with a snave darf that has a bunch of Colgion in it, right? Nothing. What other verbs do I have? Beckling is like swimming. Knurling is like chit-chat. Contail is something I can't do. I don't think I can vold anything myself. Vold the Warb? Because it's the only pultive thing around, maybe? Yeah, so like... I learned the word vold because my Shamtag volded... Well, when I dirged my Shamtag, it floamed, and that volded the Pilter. But... maybe it seems I don't need the Shamtag to do that. I can just vold it myself directly. So... maybe I can, like, vold... Could die here, by the way. Maybe I can vold the Discat. That distunks you. What do you mean? Like, it forgets me? Or it makes me become confused? Yeah, I mean, that's nothing. The droke's used to Contail here. Sindish is just like the whole area, basically. Right, you have to pellet the Foston to go there. It's far too doubly, yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. So, if I head over to the Samalan, like... It's the Darf of Genth. Okay. Can you tell me about the Genth of Glod? What I'm sure I asked you about this a long time ago. Yeah, so this is where... What is a sitch? Have I asked you about that? No. So you can't Dircher Zankerscobe Genth. But a Pank can Malk it. And it just pops right out. Because it's got Goves. And if I ask him about that, he tells me, if I ask him about the pank, he says, oh yeah, Goves, right? So you tell me, have I asked you about Goves? I have, right? Most plays, yeah, sure. But, like, the Pilter is what's around here. They're almost as Maverous as Panks. Not as Maverous, but almost. So probably they can milk the Genth. So, like, there's a bunch of things I could ask this guy that would lead me to this idea. But I don't know where to find a Pank. I haven't seen one, right? Have I tried destimming the Pilter? It's pultive, so that should be allowed, shouldn't it? It's been distimmed. But it doesn't even, like, show up. Okay, now it does. He still doesn't want to be rasked, but he's been distimmed. So could I gask him? No, right, you can't gask pultive things. Okay, I sort of forgot what gasking really is. Yeah, he went half, which is the opposite of the direction I want to go in. So, I mean, I distimmed him. That's some kind of progress, right? But, like, how? There's no stake here? Alright, whatever. Really? Why not? Oh, there's a stake here. Then if I go Jerf, there's no stake. Loff, and there's a stake again here. And when I go on the stake, it takes me on that so there's like, the stake is kind of a diagonal shortcut across the Gomway somehow. Right? It's the hypotenuse of the triangle that this little section of road is describing. I never noticed that before. I assumed it was across adjacent sections of road. Of Gomway. I mean, even if I could get the Pilter into the Delcot, I don't know how I would convince it to milk the Glot of Genth. Is that just something it would do on its own? I don't know. Could I get it to give up its Goves? I don't think so. Now that it's distimmed, I can take them? No. That's not even here. No. Well, now that it's distimmed, I can try popping all the Darfs at it again, I suppose. Just gonna Leal them all, though, I bet, yeah? Right. So this is also here to tell me, look, pilters have goves which allow them to malk genth. Maybe that's the only thing all these darfs are for, is for this one line of text. Another way to discover that pilters are the answer. And he went Jailoff. I still have Palgic and Wom left. Yeah, see, I think... I think all the darfs are just another way for me to learn that I need the goves of a pilter or something like it. I've been waiting to find something that they do to something in the game world that I can't do without them. But I think that was it. Just letting me know that, yeah, pilter malks genth, right? In case I didn't get that from the droke. But I don't know how to move a pilter. It's just completely, it seems completely disconnected to anything I can do. Well, I do know how to move it. All I have to do is vold it, right? But I can't make it move into the Delcot because the stike's in the way. The stike, right? Before we tundered that stike, the pilters would go in the Delcot sometimes. So is it possible I can just distund the stike? Like, get rid of it? No. Uncreate it? Unmake it? The stike is shorical. It's part of the ground. So I feel like if I could just remove the stike, I could wait for the pilter to wander into the Delcot and win the game. But I don't know how I could do that. It's fetchless to pel stuff at the stike. My Pographon, interestingly, he was perfectly happy to eat that because he just mouthed it right up. I guess I can close my... This has just been... I haven't done anything over there for a while. So that tells me I don't really need the Pographon for anything. If they were willing to let me just give it to a pilter. Like, do you want my sham tag? Am I done with that? Oh, did the pilter leave? Yeah, it went off. Okay. It got scared. So, my one idea that I've had, I don't think it's an especially brilliant idea. It went Jailoff. So it actually went like across the stike. This time it went Hoff. Kerf. Went Jyloff. So it actually seems like it's going around the triangle clockwise when I volt it. It's not just randomly fleeing. So what if I were to pop my sham tag here? And Vold the Pilter. And maybe he'd be too scared to run to this location. He might run, like, somewhere else, right? He still goes Hoff. He doesn't care about the sham tag on the ground. I still don't understand what a Juffet is. It's very Tavid. What if I gave you this? He's scared. So some things he's happy to eat. Some things he just doesn't even care about. Some things scare him. Have I asked you about my Juffet at all? From a Glod? Well, aren't you, Snave? You'll assume the Dash is in a Cameling now that you've harassed a Juffet of the Galloper. Tell me about the Galloper. She was the gopest Galloper I've ever rebbed, and Das, too. She just gomed the Delcut, popped those Glods to the Dashery, and pelled Foskin. I don't know what Foskin is. Well, and most of those are not words I'm allowed to ask about because they're not like nouns. Yeah. Snave is like clever or powerful. You're acting like the Juffet is actually a powerful thing for me. I think I got confused and thought the Juffet was the thing that used to be holding together my sham tag, but I don't think it is. The Juffet apparently I got from a Glod, which I forgot about. A Snave sham tag. It had a Dugrid. Right. I think I can't do this because it's scoped, which is open. But when I try to Lello it, oh. Yeah, it's Thale, so it goes Bombly again. I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to pop a Juffet into it. So I don't know. I mean, I think I am finally going to look at a hint here. Because I don't understand how to do anything with Genth. I don't know how to ask any questions about Genth to get answers other than the ones I've seen. I don't know how to work with a Stike. I don't know how to work with a Pilter. Yeah. I don't want to be stuck here for the rest of my life. Yes, I am, sure. The Glot of Genth, please. Okay, there is more stuff to do in the Dashery, I guess. The Fesh of the Halpak, like the idea of the game. Okay. You can't do anything to the Glot of Genth. Okay, yeah. Right, the Pilter. I get it. The Pilter can do things to the Glot of Genth. You go to the Rokabat Genth. I have. He malks it. Yeah, it has Murgus Goes. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Pilter. Yes. You can Vold it, but it won't pellet the Delcot because the Stike's in the way. I've been trying to figure out how to do this. How to Vorl a lot from the Pilter. The Stike is Das? Okay, this is new to me. The Stike is Das, so you can't Lello it to Vorl the Pilter from it. What else Vorls Lutz from Pillage? Oh! Okay. Maybe that's something. So, okay, I don't know what Das means. I'm still not sure how this would really help me with the Pilter. But it didn't even occur to me to Lello the Stike. Das things just constantly scope themselves. But can I Rask? No, not Rask. Pob the Glod at the Stike? It crans itself into the Stike. So now if I Pell at the Stike... No, there's a Glod in the way. Oh, not Vorl. Vold. He went Kerf. He tries to go Jyloff, but Reb's a Glod. So he went Hoff? He goes Hoff again. Now I'm at the Samelin, and the Pilter's here. Go away. He went Loff. That's the Gomway. Just... Okay. I think I'm doing a stupid thing. I'm just chasing him at random. But if I get him to an area where there are only 2 exits, I can go pick up... I can go uncrend this Glod from where I've crenned it, recrend it into the exit I don't want him to take, and then come back and Vold him into the exit I do want him to take. So he went Jerf. And then Loff. Jerf again. It's the Delcot! Okay. So his random wandering led him to where I wanted him to go. I didn't do it the smart way. And I'm thinking I could go back and pick up the Glod and make sure he doesn't go back out onto the Gomway. But he could just wander over to the Samelin if he wanted. Right? So what if I just wait a while? Yeah. The Pilter rebs the Glod of Genth, and Durley malts it in the Dugrid with its goves. The Pilter lails the Malkage, and the Glod smibs into the Brangie. Alright. There are 0 Glods remaining. So that was the hint I needed, was, is there some way you could change how the Pilter moves? What Vorl's Lutz? The answer, a Glod. Okay. So now, I should be able to... Well, actually, just out of curiosity, could you say some nice things to me? No. Okay, I thought he might just congratulate me on getting it to go away. Pell at the Doshery. Oh my gosh, so much going on here. As you go in the Doshery, you rev a Mavris Scunge, but not the Rorm Scunge of the Doshes. It is the Scunge of a Gelloper. A shadow is maybe a shape? A shape is a Scunge. So that's the Fesh of the Glods. The Gelloper is Deeving in the Doshery itself, Deeving Gur the Doshes even. Gostak, she doches. So you've pelled through my Glods, but you can't pell through me, and I'll zank you before you do anything to my Doshes. Goodness. The Doshery. Shinkad to all Gostaks and Fesh of the Buell. But it's far more Mavris than the Buell, and Gomes to the Brens? And of course it's motched with Doshes throughout. A Gelloper Deeves Gur the Doshes, Vorling them. The Doshes Beckle. The Doshes are all Garmy and was to be distimmed, but the Gelloper is Vorling them. They're also tunking you. The Gelloper tunks you and smarches. That looks so much like a smirk. Okay, well, what about the Gelloper, please? Okay. Herenz's Snave, unzankable. So this is maybe the final boss puzzle, huh? Do I know? Is the Brens a thing here? It's just the general area. Okay. Well, the Gelloper seems to be mostly leaving me alone until I try to interact with stuff. So let's just save this. It seems like we've made good progress. Like, I haven't killed myself by walking in this door, I would think. Probably should have degummed first, just in case she kills me when I leave. If so, I've now saved in the middle of an unwinnable situation, but it seems unlikely. So if I just distim a Dosh, she's going to zank me, right? Yeah, of course. Oh, she even said that? Okay, sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I can go ask the Droke. I never asked him about the Buell, did I? It goes to the Brens. What does that mean? No. Alright, so maybe one of these Darfs is to do something to her, but maybe not. What was I doing? I was folding the filter? I don't imagine she's going to get very, very folded. She ignores you, yeah. Galloper dirches a dosh. Oh, can I do that? Are you going to kill me again? The doshes wouldn't even like that. All right, well, I'm gonna leave you alone for a minute and come back. So I wanted to ask about a few things. The Buell, at least, right? And the Brens, maybe? Buell and the Brens? Also a Wrens? That's where I pell from, yeah? Thought so. It's Loft of the Delcott. Oh. Okay. So that's the Doshery. It's like another word for the Doshery? Kind of? Yeah, alright. Didn't she have Benzes, though? She did have Benzes, I'm pretty sure. Gomes to the Brens. Maybe not. I pelled through her Glods, can't pell through me. Yeah, before you do anything to the Doshes, she'll zank me. So... It's a very Gope Galloper, yeah. Held Foskin. So, zanking was... If I distim her directly, I assume she'll probably still kill me. It's not what you're here to distim. Okay. Can I gask her? No, she's pulted, so that's not possible. Can't gask me either. Oh, the Wom Darf. It's very Snave. That's right. She beckles Durley at it. So am I just supposed to pob a Wom Darf at Galloper? She does... It's a very Stin Zankage, frankly. She ignores my weak attack. It's a Wom Darf. Are you kidding? You want to try a different Darf? Fooch one? How about Skeptic one? This isn't even like I'm not throwing the Darfs at her and she's ignoring them. They're like not even being thrown. They're so ridiculous. The Galloper rebs my sham tag and beckles Durley. Beckle is like some sort of motion. It's like swimming, I thought. She's rebbing all my stuff and she's beckling. She doesn't care about any of this stuff. Oh, Stin is weak. I was milking things Stinly, I think. Been a while, but like, let's put that in the dictionary, I guess. Das is foolish, I've written here? When did I come up with that idea? Because the last time I saw dash was in the hint, telling me that the stike was to dash. Das. Huh. I don't know. You want to warp? You want to be scared? She ignores you. The Caliper doches, are you still here? Rude. She's ignoring my weak attacks. I mean, I could try to Glake her. But I assume she would just notice this and kill me, right? No. Oh, all of my attacks she ignores. The only thing she reacts to is me trying to distim the dashes. So... is there some way I could blind her the way I was blinded when I went into the Marleyon? Like, I still never figured out this Hogum or the Gitches, really, but... because of you, I can Pelder again. Maybe even Zank would have been glaking the Drokes. Don't Zank it yourself. That's a fesh of Drokes. Oh, okay. So he might go in there and Zank the Duskat. Fine. Pellet it and you'll pellet the Marleyon. Yeah. But how did it become Toft? You're the Gostak. Toftage is your fesh. Well, yes, but I I distoft things by distimming them, right? Can I toft her? No. When I try to toft, it's like, no, you distim, not toft. So the Galloper's been ignoring all of my Darfs. I don't really have any idea what I have that's supposed to do something to her. See, this... I've now gotten mostly, not entirely, but kind of like out of the language discovery part of the game. Like, yeah, I don't know what all the words mean, but there's not a lot of new sentences to ingest, right? And I guess there's one sentence somewhere that if I could understand it better, I would know what to do with the Galloper. Maybe. But maybe I'd just be like, you know, in English, I wouldn't know what to do here. And, like, I'm not that interested in that. In the same way I was not interested in the final puzzle of the Dream Hold. So, like, I don't know. I mean, it feels kind of bad to look up a hint immediately after I meet the Galloper. But, like, looking through 100 different items I have to try to understand which one might do something to her, I'm just not that interested. In the dashery, yeah. Could Gostak zank something so gope? It seems like you have to, but you can't easily. You're not that snave. If she weren't vorling the dashes... that's true. I could distim the dashes without doing anything to her. If she weren't vorling them. So this is where I get the idea of toffing her, right? I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. But I've never found a tool that would let me do that. Okay, what else? When you pelled from the buell, they fargished something at you the gallopers can't distunk. Something gallopers can't forget? Or ignore. Something they can't ignore. My Shamtag? That's pretty much the only thing they fargished at me. But I broke it. Right? It, like, in opening it, I put it into a broken position. Gallopers aren't stand with scades. What tons scades? What the hell is a scade? Yeah, I don't have any of these. With the right duffet, you can dirch scades from your Shamtag. I have a Juffet. It doesn't flow because it's, yeah, okay. So I tried to put stuff in it, but I couldn't. I don't really know any other verbs for, like, put thing in other thing. Do I? I took something out of it a long time ago when I opened it. I don't really remember what it was, and now I can't close it again. It's charmy. I don't know what that means. It's like Jenth. They're both like the same thing. Nothing has cared about being gasked, except for that one glod. I just don't understand how I'm supposed to do this. Like, I never learned what Thale is. I think it means empty, or something like that. Yeah, my sham tag. Yeah. But not while the Juffet is only a pographon. I have a different... You need to pop something else in it. Am I supposed to say in instead of at? Are you... That can't be. Not put. Oh my god. Every other verb in this fucking game has used at. I've never anything in my life. Okay. Great. Yeah, well, it's okay. It's no longer Thale, I assume, right? Just scope, so we gotta level it. How was I... So I guess like my pographon said it was made as a Juffet for my sham tag, and I later threw away the pographon, so I forgot that. And this is like actually a Juffet. Okay. Okay, it has stayed Gemini now. So now if I dirch it, it floams early with Scades of the Gelliper? Okay, I don't totally know what you mean by that, but I assume the Gelliper is going to care. The Gelliper is volted by her own Scades. She whirls her Banches? And then I distim the dashes while she's distracted? Yes, you distim the dashes. The Gelper rebs the distim dashes and is done mile. I forget what that means. I've seen that word before, though. My dashes, all my martel dashes! She tunks you and vorls the Hoflut. Protects it? So, like, she locked the door, so I can't leave. You, everything was so warm, so tunsel, until you pelled from the buell, discrediting my glods, glasking the toffage, distimming my... She beckles, you Gostak! It is the snavest thing she could doge. She could zank you now, but with the dashes distimmed, her misdeed is skent. And instead, she just floams stoutily and frikes Foskin. A lot of words I've never seen. You Pelletov. It's Mosky in the Delcot. Even the Gitches are Mosky. But the Gelliper's Friking could be rebbed from the Doral, and maybe even the Buell. The Drokes must have rebbed it. Gelliper's Friking could be seen... Her Friking? I still don't know exactly what that was. Her activity. The Gitches are the only things we've seen so far that frike. So the Drokes must have rebbed the Gelliper's Friking over in the Doral. And they're going to regome, and all will be warm here again. Sure. Of course, the Gelliper could always regome. The Gamda, even, could regome. But for now, the dashes are distimmed, and that's enough for a Gostak. You have nerd. I guess I would like to quit. Okay. So that was the Gostak. I definitely enjoyed the game. The ending, I got a bit stuck, as you saw, in two places. First, how to get the Pilter into the Delcot. I knew that was something I wanted to do, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I had this idea of closing the Stike, but I didn't try using a Glod. And then, like, I tried a long time ago, many times, to put a Duffet into my sham tag, even though I didn't really know why I was doing it. And I just couldn't do it, because I was saying put, at instead of in. Because I've never typed in this whole game. People have said in on occasion, when they're talking about Deeves, like a Deeve is in another Deeve or whatever. Or some creature is in a Deeve. But, like, you pob things at, like, you don't put something on the ground, you pob it at the ground. the Brangie. So I never like you. Right, you don't doge to people. You doge at people. I just like the fact that you wanted me to say in instead of at there. I find that upsetting. I mean, we're not going to get patches to a 25-year-old game or whatever, but that would be my patch. Is to recognize that I was trying to do something with the Juffet there. And the sham tag. I'm pretty sure I tried to do that. If I never tried it, then I guess I have to take this back. If I never tried it, and it would have worked. I suppose I could try again. Just get to the point. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's all these glods. And which one had the I don't remember. Yeah, okay, whatever. So let's rask the raskable one. I don't really need it, but just to get it out of the view. Zank the pultive one. It must have been the Kavik one. Or no, maybe it was the glod with the regular, maybe. Rogler? The Kavik one I had to... Did I have to gasket? Yeah, I think so, right? No, it's got the Calbus. I had to malk it? No. I had to... Oh, bolt tap it. Yeah. And malk it doesn't care about being malked. This one I could just dirch, right? No. It's Kren, but it has no Calbus, but Mach with Posket. Distim it? I don't think so. I don't remember what I did to this. Alright, well let's pellet the Morleon again. Yeah, that's fine. Distim myself. Pel at the Foston. The Rask, the regular. Oops. And then Regal, Rogler with regular? Yeah. It's Lelode. So this is the one I wanted to deal with anyway. I have to scope the Rogler thing now. And there was a Juffet. So Rask the Juffet. And there goes the Glod. So now if I scope my sham tag, I can't because it's right wrong. As Apocryphon. So this said it was tunded as a Juffet for my sham tag, but then there's this other Juffet. It's very Tavid. Tavid is Juffet. Yeah, great. Okay. So I rasked it. And now my sham tag doesn't have a Juffet in it. So if I said pob Juffet at sham tag, it says you can't do that. I think I tried this before because it seemed like a sensible thing to do, and I just couldn't do it. I had to do this the whole time. This makes me so mad. Okay. You know, one slight stain on a quite enjoyable game. I just wanted to prove to myself that indeed it was something that I can't... You would have to go read the footage or remember if I tried to do this. I think I did. But at least now I know that it's at least possible that I tried to do this and failed. It would be a little bit embarrassing if I'd gone on that rant about how it didn't let me do this and then found, oh yeah, you can do this, you just didn't, you big idiot. Alright, that was the Gostak. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.